Right. Good morning, everyone. We are all welcome to Morning Market Review this morning. First and foremost, apologies for kicking off this late. Uh, Not actually in our culture to be kicking off late. All right. So now, for those that are, already trading, let's quickly share some few things together. Let's see how we can easily get to take advantage of what price is doing currently. Good morning, everyone, once again. My name is Gabriel Ureta, and I'll be handling the money market review this morning with us. Okay. So now, a very quick one. I'm on the chart of oil. I know very few persons like trading oil, and we all know what happened yesterday. We all heard what Trump did. Trump is a very, very, very big influencer in the global financial market, and he has been able to do what he knows how to do. He knows how to scatter the market very well, and he knows how to make price to move so that you can make profits from different moves, right? So now, with what has happened, basically, all right. Before I proceed, I think I would just need us to let me know if my audio is better, because it's looking like network is kind of shaky. I just want to know if my audio is better. Let me see. All right. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Ekwemski. I still remember you. All right. So now, very fast. You see, I have something on oil, and oil is one of the instruments I actually trade. Part of the instrument I trade. Not often, but few times. All I just need to do is to look out for my fast time frame. Eventually, I check the one also. See, oh, I have something here. This one. Yeah, uh, that'll be fine. When I did, let me drop this one here. Let's run with this one. Lay, and then I drop that to you. Higher. Okay. Now, there was one time I was trying to see, price fell. Okay, let's even start from there. Now, with what happened, it fell down to 68. Now, after getting to 68.9, somewhere around there, you can see what was happening. Price was ranging and it was doing sideways, upward, doing sideways, upward. So I decided to put a trend line to see if it will be able to break it below. Now, fortunately for me today, we are back here. Can you see? And right now, it got to the trend line and it has bounced back, which is what we are also seeing. And that trend line is coinciding with a previous support zone here. Can you see? Which was serving as resistance before. And one thing about support and resistance is just that it gives us insight to what price will do eventually what price will do. So for me, that I've been checking this guy now, I'm checking this guy, you can see what I just did now. So I've been able to map out a zone for price. Now, this zone that I'm seeing currently, is a zone where I should be buying oil from. So if you want to take a position on oil now, even if you go down to 1 hour time frame, now before you take the position, just hold on to see candlestick formation, right? Hold on to see candlestick formation on your 1 hour time frame. Now, if eventually this candle can end up as an hammer candlestick, then what do? Now, if you are taking a position to buy, there are some places you don't put take profits, and there are some places you are expected to put take profits. So you see, this place here looks more like it, in as much as price would want to cover the gap that it has created. When price opened, you see, it closed here, but price opened here. It has covered some, is yet to cover the remaining. And one thing I've discovered on oil is that eventually the gap will be covered. So if you don't want to take an instant position to buy, you can do a buy stop, put a buy stop with your take profit before 73.44. I think that will help you to maximize the oil trade. And if you are looking for a sell position, ignore, which means you need to leave this zone. Anywhere below it, you can be putting your sell stop. Anywhere below it, you can be looking out to sell, and you take profit before the next available support. All right. Now I'm teaching you how, my own style of trading, because my style of trading is very simple. All I do is I open my chart, check the trend, look at support and resistance, mark out the zones, the support and resistance zone. After marking it out, what do I do? Then I can decide to now do a pending order, or I take an instant execution, which is market execution. Some people used to ask me, what's the difference between market execution and instant execution? It is the same thing. Okay, market execution is the same thing as instant execution. All right. So now, talking about taking an order on oil. So if you want to enter now, you can decide to enter now. And if you want to, set a pending order, remember, take profit before that next resistance level that I have on my chart, right? Then also you can look out if you want to still do a sell position. Remember, avoid this zone. Avoid it, because this trend line that we marked out from 4 hours time frame, in as much as price went below it at some point. But you see, what you need to understand is price will still respect support and resistance. Okay, it will respect support and resistance. So it's just the bounce we are after here. Let it bounce back, then we can, maximize our profit. All right. So for oil, for me, I will do pending order for me. If you want to do a start, that's on you. All right. So now the next instrument, which is my favorite instrument, is going to be USDJPY. Now for USDJPY, if this candle, before I say anything more, remember the last time we did analysis and I was showing you some things on how to trade using the previous day high and the previous day low. I don't know if some of us were part of that meeting, and you can see I was able to, separate each day for you, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today is Thursday. All right, let me see if I can just quickly adjust those guys. Because your chart is something you can maximize, you can make use of your chart, you can do anything you want to do. It's more like you can do and undo. All right. So now let me go to 1 hour time frame. So this is Monday, then this is Tuesday, and then this is Wednesday. Okay, Olusegun. Okay, where are you? Let me see you. Olusegun. Okay, do you have a question? If you have a question, you can direct your question to me. I'll answer your questions. All right. Now, going back to explain previous day high, previous day low, I think I'll need to let me carry all these lines somewhere so that it will be easier to explain. All right. One of my favorite instruments is USDJPY. So I can do some, I can take all the time I need here. Now, on Monday, look at the previous, that's a low, the lowest point. That's the lowest point. Now, I'm still trying to recap what I've, showed some of us, which if you have been using it, you should have made some, profit, right? Now, the highest point for Monday was this, which is what we have here. See, now price started doing in between. Then on Tuesday, I'm going to use red now. On Tuesday, this seems to be the lowest point. And then this seems to be the highest point. Remember, this is part of Tuesday. I'm on 1 hour time frame, and you see this dotted horizontal line you are seeing, they are this dotted vertical line, the dotted one, the vertical one, we call them day separator. That's what we call them, day separator, all right? So now, since we call them day separator, which means that they separate each day for me, and that's why I have to label it Monday, Tuesday, then also Wednesday. So the highest point for Tuesday is this point, lowest point for Tuesday is this. Now, for yesterday, because we are all aware of the news that happened around 9 thereabouts, which is for Trump. Remember, Trump scattered the market, and yesterday you would have picked a sell position by the time price gets to your previous day high. But that's if you see. Now, you see, one thing that will help you to be profitable in this market is candlestick formation. Candlestick formation. Now, why did I say candlestick formation will help you to be profitable in this market? Very, very simple. You need to understand that when it comes to candlestick formation, there are some certain shapes that happened at some certain level. You see this point I just marked out here? You see, this is a candlestick formation here. This is a candlestick formation at this point. Because any point of rejection is either a support or a resistance. You need to understand that. Any point of rejection, what are point of rejection? Anywhere on the chart where price change direction or where it looks as if price wants to change direction. If I have candlestick formation there with my support and resistance, I'm good to go. So if you had sell this guy, you would have taken your profit before this point here because there's tendency for price to change direction at this point. All right. So now you have picked sell, you have taken out your profit. You now discovered that price continued falling. It continued falling. Well, now we are very sure that you know the fundamental effect. Fundamental effect is that it can make price to break a support and it can make price resistant. I don't know if you understand. This thing is very simple. You don't need to make it hard. All right. Just understand that anytime there's a fundamental event, it can either make price to break your resistance or it can make price to break your support. Now, if you notice, yesterday, after the whole saga of the news, I think the outcome of the news was very, very dovish for dollar. And you see how price fell. Now, since price fell, remember, we have been outlining support Tuesday and Monday. Look at that. But then, when price was coming down, price did not even see it. Price did not see anything like support there. And what happened? Price broke through and it was able to continue falling. But now it's trying to find its way up. So what should I do now that price has broken the support level that I was saying before? It's very simple. Now, you still carry out analysis on your chart. And how do you carry out the analysis, which is what I'm showing you right now. In carrying out the analysis, let me zoom in a bit. Now, you need to look out for every possible movement that price would ever take, right? And by the time I said every possible movement, I'll still make use of this, all my lines here. Now, you see this previous point here. This was the previous low where price respected. I'll change this to black. Previous low where price respected. See, then now there's a way I normally use to identify these things. And this is another point, where the body of the candles got to, the body of the candles. Now, just focus and listen now. You will learn something from this, right? So, shapes. Okay, thank you. Give me the shapes. So remember, we said you need to look out for every possible movement of price. Now, for those that have been studying fair value gap, fair value gap, fair value gap, okay, name self, I can't pronounce it, all right? Personally, you continue selling USDJPY. Well, that's good for you. For me, there's no way I will continue to sell USDJPY because now you are right, it might fall, very possible. But then remember, I need you to understand that support and resistance price respect them very well. So now, if you want to do a long-term sell, well, I'm sorry, uh, it's possible you might not really make that profit you are looking for, but you'll be in profit at some point because it will still sell actually. If you check your daily time frame, it has come back to, hey, I've missed something here. Okay, so it has come back to a previous support and it's trying to bounce back. See the rejection that has happened there. But then price has not really entered the support zone. So it's until tomorrow, because tomorrow is NFP, right? Tomorrow is non-farm payroll. That's another fundamental event that can make the price to, change direction, or it can make price to continue in the direction. Now, you need to understand something. Anytime price is at the support, now sometimes you don't even want to think of selling, while sometimes you would want to really look out for candlestick formation. Now, when price was falling and it got to this point, this candle formation we have here, bullish engulfing, a bullish engulfing candle on a daily time frame. And what did price do? You see how price was rejected back to the upside. Now, after it was rejected back to the upside, you can see where price got to. This point here. That's where price got to. Can you see this point here? This is where it got to, right? Now, what candle formation are we having here at that particular spot? Bearish engulfing. And after you had the bearish engulfing, what did price do? You see the way it fell? For how many days? 1, 2, 3. Going to like 4 days now. So you need to understand that candlestick patterns, they work very well on some certain instruments. So now, for this guy now, instead of me to continue selling, I would rather wait because there is, I don't know if you have heard the story of Bill Lipchus. Bill Lipchus is one of the trader that I think I kind of like so much because he said something that I can easily resonate with. And he said, if 50% of traders will learn to sit on their hands, they will make a whole lot of money more than what they are expected to make. Like the statement, it doesn't really make sense at some point. If 50% of traders will be able to sit on their hands, how will you sit on your hands when there is movement on the chart to buy and sell? You understand? But then I now realize that it is not just in buying and selling, but most times waiting will save you from false trades. It will save you from false trades so that you'll not pick some trades that are unnecessary trades. Okay, so for me, I've learned that before I take any position, I need to be very sure of that position I'm taking. At least ensure that it is from a support or a resistance. Ensure that there is a candlestick formation involved. In as much as yes, sometimes there are fundamental events that can easily make the price to change, but eventually it will still happen. Eventually it will happen. So for me on USDJPY, I won't continue to sell until after the fundamental event tomorrow. So instead, I would rather be looking out to buy. So if I go back to 1 hour time frame now and I zoom out of my screen, remember the support we marked, right? And the resistance, see them here. You can see what has been happening on 1 hour time frame, right? See the way price has fallen consistently. Now, in short, I don't even need to think twice. I can decide to enter a buy trade on, let me even do that now. I can decide to enter a buy trade right now on USDJPY, and then I put my take profit before the next level of support there, right? So that is another thing I can do. So I'm entering a trade now, picking a buy, but I'm using a lot size that will not crash my account, all right? Using a very small lot size, 0.03. This is 0.03, and I'm buying USDJPY. Okay, 0.035. Good. Now, after buying, I'm putting a take profit before this next level here, somewhere around here should be fine. Because anytime price has fallen consistently, let there be a reversal. You understand? So anywhere around 147.696, 147.696, I put my take profit. Good. Back out. So now I can leave the trade, focus on other things. Okay. All right. Now, going back to oil, remember our oil conversation. Don't forget. Now, if this turns out to be AMA, because remember it's at the zone. If you had entered buy, you should be in profit. I'm not expecting you to wait for me to tell you to buy, because there's no way I'll tell you to buy, but I'll give you all the possible scenarios. So you pick the direction based on the analysis you are seeing. Now, price has gotten there. Did anybody pick a buy on oil? Did you pick a buy? If you pick a buy, let me know. All right. Now, back to USJPY. So don't forget, this guy is finding his way. He's going to find his way back up, even if it's just the retracement, because there is a rule. There's a rule. Okay, Sam Eshibe, you did. And you should be in profit by now. You should be in profit by now. So I think, well, have you set your take profit? Set your take profit, right? Set your take profit. Then also, I'll need you to do something. Now, there's something I want to teach you guys. You can lock your profit. Okay, you can lock your profit. What do I mean by locking your profit? Which means even if price wants to change direction, there's no way to take you back in loss. So you just need to adjust your stop loss. Put your stop loss a bit above your entry point. All right, there's a way you can do that. If you don't know how to do that, please, you will need to learn how to do that. Okay, I wish I can easily show you now, but we have so many instruments that we need to deal with. All right, so all right, so let's continue. Let's continue. USDJPY. The same rule go for USDJPY. Now, I was trying to say something about the law of retracement. Now, talking about the law of retracement rule states that if price has swinged in a particular direction, let there be a retracement for at least 50% of the move. That's why there is Fibonacci retracement. Fibonacci retracement is used to measure different levels of support and resistance where there is possibility for price to retrace back to. Now, this is what I just drew on my chart currently. Now, you see, my chart is becoming more complicated for some people, but don't mind me, right? So now, this is the swing. Price swings from high to low. So if there's going to be a retracement, now the first level of rejection is at somewhere around there, which is around 148. Somewhere around 148, that's the first level of rejection. Second level of rejection is around 148 also, you see, which is coinciding with a support here. The support has turned to resistance now. Can you see? So if you really want to make profit in this market, knowledge is your best bet. And guess what? Knowledge is not enough. You need wisdom. Because wisdom is the application of what? Of knowledge. So if you have knowledge and you are not applying it, you are missing and you are losing money. All right. So that's my take on USDJPY. I believe you already know what to do. Now, let's check another instrument, GBP USD. Oh, man, what a perfect move. Now, GBP USD climbed high against dollar, and we all know what happened, so I don't need to dwell too much on I don't need to dwell too much on the Trump speech that happened. So it has happened, it has happened. But then, as it's trying to go up, is there any other level of resistance where we expect GBP USD to get to? Well, in as much as there are so many levels, you see, somewhere around there should be a point of interest. Now, also somewhere around there should be a point of interest, somewhere around there. And another somewhere is this point here. You see, all these points are points of previous resistance. So you need to be able to check previous resistance for you to know what would have happened to the price. Now, NFP is tomorrow, and there's going to be a serious move, a serious move, a serious move. So if you want to really trade that particular news, I will advise you to be calm. Don't put yourself under pressure to make money, because making money is not easy, right? But you just need to be calm. Remember Bill Lipschutz, what he said. If 50% of traders will learn to sit on their end, then they will make a whole lot of money that is more than their expectation. Understand? So that's what will happen. Okay. So, but if you don't know how to sit on your ends, then you are going to dash market your money. All right. Now, let's quickly continue. GBP USD. Now, my possible outcome on GBP USD is for the fact that for today, it has gone high. Now, let it find its way to somewhere around there. Then it will retrace, which means it will reject backward a bit. Now, after that, you expect price to just be ranging, which means more of up and down. Now, the law of retracement can still be applied on GBP USD. All right. So, in as much as it keeps rating new higher level, the time is going to fall and it will cover every possible gap that it has created is not far from now. Please spell his name. Okay, believe shoes. Okay. Okay. Now, let me put it on my chart so that everybody can see it. Right, believe juice. You need to read about stories. This is somebody that he used his inheritance, an inheritance of $12,000. He was able to use it to make $250,000. Very crazy guy. Very crazy guy. $1,000. Even after he paid that $1,000, he lost everything in the round trade. He lost everything. View, need choose. So now I'm going to put it on the screen. Yes. And you said you can't find the guy. It's Bilipchus, Lipchutz. Lipchutz. That's the guy's name. Look at now. This is the name on the chart, so you can look out for him. Okay, look out for him. All right, this guy. After he lost the $250,000 investment, do you know what he did? He ran away from the market for 4 years or 5 years, thereabouts. He now came back, and in a year, this guy, in a year, after he resumed trading, in a year, he makes nothing less than $300 million in a year. So, sometimes the market will teach you, the market will teach you, some sense. The market will teach you patience. The market will teach you to be humble, and you need to learn those lessons so that you can become a better version of yourself. Understand? All right. So that's Believe Choose. So you can check him out. All right. Sam Ichibe. Please, I'm also an oil trader like you. Yesterday there was a news on okay, AIA and Crude Stock Exchange. The news was bad. I expected oil to sell, but then it was buying massively before Trump's speech. Now, there is something I need you to understand, Sam, when it comes to trading oil. Now, only dollar is not enough to pull the direction of oil. Do you understand? Only dollar is not enough to put the direction of oil. Now, you also want to check Russia. You want to check the Middle East. What is happening in the Middle East? Because that's another thing. And anything happening in the Middle East has a way of affecting the market, regardless of what the administration of energy in US is giving you. All right. So you want to check Middle East, you want to check Russia, you want to check China, because these commodities have to do with supply and demand. They have to do with supply and demand. So not just dollar factor now. It's not just dollar factor, but you want to check other factors. So if the news is good and it's not buying, immediately because something happened to me during the Salah break on Monday. I opened my chart and I saw that oil was just going up unnecessarily. It was just going up. And I was like, what's going on? So I just went to a site where we normally get news from, which is investing.com. And from there, I was able to know what happened to oil, because now the tariff that has been causing problem up and down. Eventually, yesterday, everywhere does scatter now. So now there's always something that is changing the direction of price, and there's always something that is making price to continue its direction. So it happens like that. Now, you just look for information that will guide your decision, right? So don't just base your decision on one information alone. It's not good, okay? Take that from me. Don't base your decision on one information alone. That will just be my advice for you, all right? Now, so let's continue with GBUSD. You see that it's still going up, right? So now I'll just keep adjusting my my Fibonacci. Someone said I should mention the retracement rule. The retracement rule is very simple. Anytime price swing in a particular direction, so swing is that it just keeps going in one direction without coming back. Now, it is expected for price to retrace, which means to come back at least 50% of the previous movement that it has done. So now, for example, this guy has moved like this now. Okay? See the total movement. So if you are looking at 50% of this move, now 50% should be somewhere around here. So I'm expecting price to find its way back to this point here. You see, which will later coincide with a previous resistance. You know, since price is high, the resistance will now turn to what? A support, which is now a support now. This was a resistance, which has now turned to what? A support. Okay, so the best thing you want to do is to wait to see candlestick pattern. Remember, I've been saying this: candlestick pattern, candlestick pattern, candlestick pattern. Oh, yes, it's going. Okay, so that's my take on GBP USD. Don't buy, don't sell. All right, wait for candlestick pattern for you to sell, and if you want to buy, wait for price to fall first before you buy. All right, let's quickly look at gold. Let's quickly talk about gold. Then from gold, we are going to do D40. Then we'll see what will happen before the end of this meeting. Okay. So now going forward on gold, gold has just been driving upward as if there is no resistance that can pull it back. Now, there was once upon a time that we are expecting it to get to 3,000 price level. It got there eventually, and expectation of traders was not met. The expectation of traders was that if it gets to 3,000, the price should fall. But eventually, the price did not fall, but it kept going up. Now, new expectation is that will gold continue the bullish run? Will gold continue the bullish run? So let's quickly start from our higher time frame. If you know gold very well, gold is more of an uptrend rather than a downtrend. So the best thing you want to be doing on gold, you must not be caught on a sell trade. Hello? You must not be caught on a sell trade, which means that the best form of trade to be taken on gold should be a buy trade. So if you buy gold, if you keep buying, you keep buying. But before you buy, remember this: always allow the price to fall before buying. It might not fall very well, but when you see a significant move in the downside, you pick a buy, follow it up. And there's something I need you to understand. Most often than not, gold will always find a way to retest, some previous levels of high, before continuing its direction. But sometimes it doesn't. So that's not really a good one for traders. So the best thing you want to do is always looking out to buy. And you can decide to be doing your pending order, your buy stop, and your sell stop. Now we need to find how does it affect gold? Okay, how does it affect gold? So we need to start looking for information, and there are so many places we can get information from. Now, places like investing.com. Because right now, you can't afford to be taking a decision without knowing what price will do eventually. All right. See the headline for today. Trump unveils sweeping tariffs. US stock futures tumble. What is moving the market? Now, this is an information everybody needs to go and digest, because information will increase your chances of winning trades. Remember, we said it is not just about the knowledge, right? Now, let me quickly say this for you. It's just a free gift for you. Now, what actually gives you wisdom is for the fact that you have knowledge, because wisdom said wisdom is the application of knowledge, which means if you don't have knowledge, you don't have wisdom. As very simple as that. But then what gives you knowledge is information. All right. The information you were able to gather, informed. You know, when you say information, that means you are being informed of everything. Now, how do you get information? You get information by sourcing for information. So you need to source for information. You source for information to read and to listen to. So by the time you hear Trump speaking, or you read articles on what has happened, what will most likely happen, now you are well informed. Now, after you are informed, now you will now process your information in order for it to develop into the state of knowledge, so that you can be able to differentiate between you can differentiate between that which is good for you, and that which is bad. All right. And another thing is that after you have the information which informs your knowledge, which gives you the knowledge you are looking for, now applying it is where there will be a problem. Okay. Which is why you need more information to take informed decision in this market. So for gold, before you buy or sell, please, I would like you to read this news so that you have an idea. Because I know some of us, you don't even know what Trump has said. Okay, you don't know what the policy is, you don't know what the tariff is. So you just know that price went up, price fell. Okay, but that's not enough. All right, you need more information. So for you to trade gold, I will advise you go and read that information. Then you will now come back to your normal time frame, even if you are using 15-minute time frame, or if you are using a 30-minute time frame, depending on the time frame you are using. Some people can even decide to buy now if you want to buy. All right. So now the last instrument before we give room for questions is DE40. Now, remember the last time I did MMR and I showed us this support here? Now, price has been able to enter this support. And after it entered, what happened? You see, it tried going down, but price is still in the support. So I think the best thing for us to do right now is just to set a pending order. Okay, Ifeoma, are you in Abuja? All right. Okay. What are the information we need concerning gold? I just showed you the news you are expected to go and read. Go to investing.com, go and look for Trump tariff, right? And you'll see it there. All right. Informer, you can unmute yourself. Let me hear you. So, you have a question? All right. So, you have just 1 minute before I mute you again. So, are you asking a question?
Are you hearing me?
Yes, but your voice is low.
Okay, please, I want to find out. You didn't say anything about Euro USD.
Okay, it's not part of the instrument I've analyzed.
What's your take on? I heard you say GBP, but I didn't hear Euro USD. What's your take on Euro USD for today?
For today?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I think I'll just let me finish up with D40, then maybe I'll just check it. All right. So now let's proceed. Okay. Rachel Edo, Euro USD. Now, most often than not, what happened on GBP USD will most likely happen on Euro USD. Understand? So now D40, because I think somebody asked for D40. So now, when it comes to D40, there are some instruments that I've traded before, and they were very, very, very good at some point. And at some point, because we don't understand the movement again, we have to run away. So now on D40, expectation is because most of the stocks and index, they're actually crashing. And because why they are crashing is because of what Trump has said. Because now imposing some different tariff for different economies, which is not something that is kind of good for businesses actually. All right. So if if my major demand comes from, let's say, Germany, and the importation expectation is around maybe 35 or 40%, man, I'm going to suffer a major drawdown in my business. Do you understand? So now it's affecting businesses worldwide, whereby the means of transaction is becoming very, very expensive for businesses. And one thing about business that you want to check very well, even though you are making some small profits, immediately your expenses cut across your income, then it's not really good for you as a business. So for D40, if I'm to advise, right now, you can decide to buy your D40, but not for a long time. Okay, you buy, then you put your take profit before somewhere around here, in as much as there's a gap that needs to be covered, right? So just put your take profit somewhere around there if you are buying it. Then coming back to 1 hour time frame, you see there are candlestick formations here, and which means I'm expecting price to find its way back to somewhere around here. Right? So for D40, just buy, put a take profit. If it falls again, you buy, you put your take profit. So that's how you trade D40. Anytime it falls, just so that it will still find its way back up. It might not be immediate, but that's why you also need a good capital. D40 is not for everybody. You understand? It's not for people that has 100,000 or 200,000, even 500,000 in your trading account. This is for people that has like 1 million, 5 million, 3 million in their trading account. All right. But if you have 500,000 and you still want to take the chances, why not? You can still trade D40. If you have entered a buy, you should be in profit by now. All right. That's just it. So going back to, but that's my take on D40. It will go up. Now, it will still come down, but when it comes down, you buy it again and you put your take profit. Please, when you are in profit and it has gotten to a resistance, you need to close that trade. If it falls, you buy. When it's a profit and you see it at resistance, close the trade. If it falls, you buy. When you see it at resistance, close the trade and wait for it to fall again. All right. So now for Euro USD, let's quickly go there, which is the last instrument we are doing for today. Now, the reason why I'm staying this late is because we started up late. All right. So now I've done some analysis on this guy before, looking out for possible areas of reversal and retracement. And in as much as it didn't really play out well for me, but then it has gone back to my resistance zone. So for today, my expectation should be back to 1 hour time frame. If what's happening on my chart, okay, that's the network. Okay, you see what happened? Immediately it entered this zone, price was rejected, it went back. So that if you can see a candlestick formation, so if you know candlestick formation, please look out for candlestick formation, whether a bearish engulfing or a shooting star or 3 dark clouds or anyone. If you can see it at the resistance here, then you can enter a sell. All right, because my analysis of the previous day high and previous day low might not really work out on this guy here. Because if it's going to work out, let me quickly show you something. Now, this was a previous high. That was for yesterday, right? And the lowest point is somewhere around here. See? So now, even if price wants to fall, maybe it's falling down to the previous day high to retest it, because this was like a resistance. So let it come and retest before it starts going back up again. Because one thing about price is price cannot just pull in one direction. After it has pulled in one direction, expect it to reverse so that it can go in that same direction. So my take on Euro USD is for the fact that if I can see a bearish reversal pattern in this my zone that I've marked out, then I will sell, put my take profit before 1.09247. You understand? 1.09247. Okay, then I think I'll be fine. All right. So now there's still room for questions. All right. Those of us that did oil, I think you can close your trade, except you want to wait. Okay, except you want to wait. So if you want to wait, you can wait. But remember what I told you, put your stop loss above your entry to secure your profit. All right. thank you so much for joining the morning market review this morning. If you still have questions, you can ask your question. Okay. Modesta. Okay, kindly unmute yourself. Let's hear your question.
Good morning, boss.
Good morning, madam.
Sir, please, I have problem with pending order.
Oh, you have problem with pending order?
Yes, most of the times after setting my pending order, I will see that it will go, the price action will go and pick me and start going in the opposite direction.
Wow,
so that's my problem.
That. So it's possible you don't know your support and resistance very well. Am I right?
That may be issue, sir.
Sorry?
I said I know support and resistance,
but not very well.
I normally use this candlestick formation. That's what I usually use to enter my trade. But each time I set pending order, it will pick me and it will go in the opposite direction. I don't know.
Now, I would really advise something here. So you said you use candlestick formation to pick your trade, but then you still set pending order. It doesn't really correlate, because if you use candlestick formation to pick a trade, then you should do more of instant execution, actually, not pending orders.
If I do instant execution, that's when I make some profit.
Okay, so the problem is that anytime you use pending order, you always lose money, right?
Yes, that's my problem.
I think you will need to learn how to use it properly. Your pending order needs to be used at the area of support and at the area of resistance, right? So, well, I wish you are in Abuja so that you can, come for proper training. But if you are in Lagos, you can, enter any of our offices and maybe just look for one of the instructors.
I am in Akungba.
You are in where?
Akungba, Adekunle Ajasin side.
That's Ondo.
Akoko, yes, Ondo.
Okay, except for the days, except for the days we will have training in the Ondo. So because we don't really have an office in Ondo, but we usually come to Ondo for trainings and conferences like that. Okay, but you have your account officer, right?
Yes, he's trying for me.
Okay, that's good. So I think if you can liaise with your account officer, if he can teach you how to properly use pending order, I think that would be very, very nice for you, so that your trading won't be sideways. At least you will be consistent in profit making. Okay.
All right.
So if it's possible, just liaise with your account officer. Okay.
Yes. All right. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Okay.
All right.
So now going to the end of this session. Okay. Don't forget, trading should not be hard. Okay, it shouldn't be hard. As long as you know your support and your resistance, you'll be good to go. All right. Thank you all. In the absence of no question, all right. Thank you for joining the Morning Market Review once again. We'll be seeing you. We'll be looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, and also to see some of us in our offices for trainings, because one of the things that can help you, just like I mentioned, is knowledge. Knowledge helps you. Okay, so there's no way you can, take away information and knowledge from this market. It's not possible, right? You need to be constantly informed, right? Thank you so much. Have a great trading day and have a very lovely day ahead.